What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you. Today is still Thursday, March 9th, 2023, and we still have 6 games going on in the NBA today. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. In this final look video, we'll take a look at some updated injury news. We're going to review our 2 player props from our early look and research video. And then I'll share with you 2 additional player props for today's slate. Without further delay, let's get to that injury news. All right, so I mentioned earlier this morning, I had a feeling that the names on the out list would increase throughout the day, and it has increased, but only by 1 name, but it's a pretty big name, so I feel like it increased by a lot. So name being added to the list is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is not playing in today's game, along with John Morant, who is out, Kevin Porter Jr., Nick Claxton, Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, Royce O'Neal, Wendell Carter Jr., Brandon Clark, Alex Burks, Hamidou Diallo, Ty Washington. So everybody else is the same from this morning except for Giannis's name being added. Questionable players: Jalen Brunson, Jordan Clarkson, Walker Kessler, Aaron Nesmith, and Jake LaRavia. Probable: Jalen Duren, Killian Hayes, Kevon Looney, Jonathan Kuminga, Andre Iguodala, and Admiral Schofield. And in we have De'Aaron Fox, Drew Holiday, Jay Crowder, and Gary Harris. So we talked a little bit about Brook Lopez this morning as one of our early picks. But with Giannis being out, we've already seen a huge bump in Brook Lopez's numbers. And if you were able to lock in any of his props this morning after watching the early look and research video, then you definitely got him at a pretty big discount. So let's go over those 2 picks real quick from this morning. So one of those picks was Brook Lopez, and what we liked were his points and rebounds, and then also his rebounds. And then we mentioned his points were okay. We liked them, but we didn't love them. His points this morning were at 14.5, and they've been bumped up to 17.5. His points and rebounds were at 20.5, and now they've been bumped up to 25.5. 6 rebounds were his prop earlier this morning, and now they're at 7. So everything's been bumped up a lot with the news that Giannis is out. So honestly, you can play these props at their current line if you wish. I mean, if you weren't on Brook Lopez earlier this morning, I don't see why you would be on his props now with the huge increase. The second play we talked about this morning was Isaiah Livers over in Detroit versus the Charlotte Hornets. Now, his lines haven't moved up at all. Didn't think they would. He's kind of flying under the radar, as he should. He's not a household name. He's not somebody that people, typically put in their slips, I'm sure. But in today's game, it's a bit of a different situation because you have so many players that are out in Detroit, that remain out in Detroit. The biggest ones that I think impact Isaiah Livers and his role are Alec Burks and Hamidou Diallo. Are going to impact his role more than, when we had, Jalen Duren out, and when we had Isaiah Stewart out, and all those guys. So yeah, I think that Isaiah Livers' prop is still in play for sure, and I like the over on his 9.5 points. So those were the 2 that we covered this morning. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a line bump up that much, a whole 5. That's crazy. Yeah, let's move into the 2 additional player props that I have for you to add to these 2 player props. The first prop I want to talk about is Dante DiVincenzo, and we're talking about his 9 rebounds and assists, and I like the over on this one. Over on props.cash, his prop has been set to 8.5, but it's at 9 over on Prizepicks. So let's go ahead and adjust that line. And let's just take a look at his game log real quick. Over the last 10 games, DiVincenzo has hit this prop 5 out of 10. Now, if you think that all these games are played without Curry, let's find out. Let's get detailed with this and ensure that we are all all on the same page looking at the same numbers. So when Curry is not in the lineup, DiVincenzo has hit this line 3 out of 10 times. You know, those games in early February, we can take a look at what his minutes were like in those games. So still seeing, you know, a fair amount of minutes, but you can definitely see since February 24th, he's pushed over 30 minutes a game. So a difference in games, or a difference in minutes played per game since the end of the month. And we can see that with those increased minutes, his assists go up, his rebounds go up. So playing time is the key here. Now that's all without Curry. Now with Curry in the lineup, it looks a little like that. So slightly better. Minutes look good still. I mean, none of that really changes all that much. So with Curry in the lineup, I think it helps Donte DiVincenzo out. I think without Curry in the lineup, it's easy to say that everybody will see an increase in usage, but not everybody can do what Steph Curry does. So it's not an automatic. You just don't plug and play when Steph Curry's out. With him in the lineup, Donte DiVincenzo plays a lot better, and they're facing a Memphis defense that allows a lot of rebounds and assists per game, and a Memphis defense that plays at a super fast pace, number 3 in the association. So very up-tempo game here, and I think this all bodes well for Donte DiVincenzo going over on his 9 rebounds and assists. The last play that I want to talk to you about today is Mitchell Robinson and his fantasy points, 25.5, and I like the over or the more on his fantasy points. Heading on over to props.cash, we cannot pull up his fantasy points because that is not a category that props.cash offers. However, let's start with his points, rebounds, and assists, and then look at his blocks and steals. Over the last 10 games, Robinson has hit his PRA 7 out of 10. He's obviously having success against the teams he should have success against, but you know, he's had some decent matchups in there along the way, and has also performed very well since returning to the lineup. Now, in terms of blocks and steals, because that's the biggest difference in your PRA, is the amount of points you get for blocks and steals, and just how much that increases your fantasy score. Now, over the last 10 games, Mitchell Robinson has blocked or stolen, blocked the shot, blocked the pass, stolen the pass, whatever, almost 3 times in the last 10 games, and roughly, you know, little over 2 times it averages out to over the last 5 games. You know, that's an additional 6 points versus a team in the Sacramento Kings that play at a very, very high pace. Defensive efficiency in terms of giving up points per game is up there in the NBA. All in all, you know, this is just a good matchup for Mitchell Robinson, and I love the pace-up game for Mitchell Robinson as well. Number 10 fastest team in the NBA. Mitchell Robinson and the Knicks play at a pedestrian pace compared to them, 25th in the NBA. So a pace-up game for Mitchell Robinson versus a Sacramento front court that doesn't have a true big man in the middle. I think Mitchell Robinson does just enough to get the job done today, and I like him over his fantasy points. Again, I'm loving this fantasy score of his because it's all about his blocks and steals for me, and I think he can definitely get it done. Those are the 2 additional plays that I like for today, to add them to the earlier 2, or the earlier 1, because I don't know if you feel comfortable playing Brook Lopez's inflated lines now. So we can round this off and say these are the 3 that look real good. If you wanted to take a chance on Brook Lopez, you could without Giannis in the lineup. You know Brook Lopez does his thing, but I just really liked his props where they were this morning before we got the Giannis news. We got a really, really big discount on them earlier today. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's video. Final look video. Truly appreciate the time you've taken to check this video out and just talk some player props over on Prizepicks with me. Drop me a line below, comment below, letting me know who your favorite prop on the board is today. Who do you have your eyes on? Also, let me know what you think about these picks, adding Donte DiVincenzo, Mitchell Robinson to the mix. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these. Do you like them, love them, hate them, or do you want to leave them alone? Either way, let me know. And as always, thank you so much for all the comments, the likes, the subs, all the support. It truly means a lot in helping this channel get a bit bigger every single day. And until tomorrow's early look and research video for Flex Friday, Chavez is